For the next few minutes, I'm not just going to talk at you, I'm going to guide you through a profound unraveling of everything you've ever believed about how reality works. This isn't about theory or abstract philosophy. It's about stepping into a visceral understanding that the world you see, the circumstances you navigate, the frustrations and miracles you encounter, they're all extensions of your inner world. By the time we're done, you won't just grasp this intellectually. You'll feel it in your bones like a tectonic shift rearranging the landscape of your perception. The patterns you've labeled as bad luck or fate will snap into focus as echoes of your own energy, and you'll realize the power you've been overlooking has been in your hands all along. Let's begin by revisiting a memory that haunts you, the one where you wanted something so intensely it became a part of your identity. Maybe it was a love that slipped through your fingers no matter how tightly you held on, a dream job that dissolved into silence after endless interviews, or a creative vision that crumpled under the weight of your expectations. Recall the texture of that longing, the sleepless nights, the mental rehearsals, the way your stomach dropped every time you checked your phone for news that never came. Now, contrast that with a moment when life surprised you. A promotion offered casually over coffee, a stranger who became a soulmate when you'd sworn off dating, a check arriving unexpectedly to cover a bill you'd been dreading. Notice the difference in how you showed up in those two scenarios. In the first, you were a beggar at the universe's doorstep. In the second, you were a wanderer who stumbled upon a feast. The universe didn't change, you did. Your energy shifted from grasping to allowing, and in that shift, the entire game changed. Here's the raw truth most never confront. Your reality isn't a series of random events. It's a feedback loop. Every thought, every emotional surge, every subconscious belief you've absorbed since childhood is broadcasting a signal, and reality must mirror it back. When you fixate on lack, scrolling through others' highlight reels while feeling stuck, rehearsing conversations that never happen, obsessing over timelines, you're not preparing for success. You're etching the story of absence into your nervous system. The universe, ever the obedient servant, says, "You're right, you don't have it. Let me show you more evidence." But when you drop the mental labor, when you stop trying to think your way into a new reality and start embodying it, the mirror has no choice but to reflect a new truth. This isn't manifesting. It's remembering who you are beyond the noise of fear and conditioning. Neville Goddard's "Live in the End" isn't a motivational slogan. It's an alchemical instruction. Imagine standing in a room where the walls are made of smoke. Your desires are already here, but every time you reach out to grasp them, the smoke swirls and reforms. The harder you try, the more elusive they become. Now imagine sitting down in the center of that room, closing your eyes and feeling the cool marble of the floor beneath you, the weight of the object you crave in your hand, the warmth of the love you seek radiating against your skin. The smoke solidifies. The room becomes a palace. This is the power of assumption. It's not denial of your current circumstances, it's recognition that circumstances are illusions waiting for your command to take shape. When you assume the wish fulfilled, you're not waiting for reality to change. You're pulling the future into the present, collapsing time, and bending the scaffolding of possibility until it bows to your vision. But here's where even the most devoted seekers stumble: the void between assumption and manifestation. You've planted the seed. You've assumed the harvest. Now comes the critical phase, doing nothing. Not passive resignation, but sovereign trust. Think of a master sculptor who, after hours of chiseling, sets down their tools and steps back. The sculpture is already complete in their mind. Their job now is to let the marble reveal it. Every moment you spend digging up the seed to check for roots, every minute wasted decoding signs, every conversation where you seek validation for your assumption, it's all self-sabotage. You're yanking the universe's hand and saying, "Prove it now, or I'll go back to doubting." True power lies in walking away from the mental bargaining table. Let the universe work in the dark. Let it surprise you. Your only task is to stay in the vibration of completion, even especially when the outer world lags behind. Your body is the ultimate truth teller in this dance. Sit quietly and scan yourself. Where do you feel the ache of unfulfilled desire? A knot in your throat? A weight on your chest? That's where you're clinging to the old story. Now shift your focus. What does relief feel like? Where does gratitude settle in your body? A lightness in your shoulders? A flutter in your belly? That's the frequency of surrender. Your cells don't understand affirmations, but they respond instantly to the somatic language of release. Practice this daily, not as a technique, but as a homecoming. Let your breath deepen. Let your posture soften. Let your face relax. You're not trying to manifest your signaling to every cell. We're safe. It's done. Over time, this becomes your default state, and reality has no choice but to align. When doubt rises, and it will, don't arm wrestle it. Doubt is just a scared child asking, "What if we get hurt again?" Thank it for trying to protect you, then gently redirect your focus. Imagine watching your thoughts like clouds passing. The moment you argue with fear, "No, it has to work this time," you're back in lack. Instead, become the sky, vast, unmoved, capacious enough to hold storms and sunshine without identifying with either. This isn't spiritual bypassing. It's recognizing that doubt only has power when you crown it king. Depose it with silence, starve it with indifference. The less energy you feed your fears, the faster they dissolve into the nothingness they came from. Finally, understand this. The universe isn't withholding your desires to punish you. It's waiting for you to match their frequency. Imagine your dream life as a radio station playing your favorite song. You've been twisting the dial, straining to hear it through static, convinced it's not there. But the problem isn't the station, it's the antenna. Your worry, your overthinking, your need for control, they're all interference. The moment you stop fiddling with the dial and sit still, the signal clarifies. The music was always playing. You just needed to tune into the right channel. Now the dance begins. Not because you forced it, but because you finally heard the rhythm that's been calling you all along. This is your invitation to stop seeking and start receiving. To close the gap between who you are and who you've always been. The miracles you've been chasing, they've been chasing you too, all this time.